everyone, and welcome to Mystic Moonstone's weekly angel card reading video. The duration for this reading is the 25th through to the 31st of July. I forgot the month then. Oh dear, I worry now every single week when it comes to it. Okay, let's have a look. First card we have is Archangel Azrael, and it's the card of completion. Archangel Azrael can come around as, he comes around as a very loving, almost, well, they call him a spiritual counsellor. And quite often he comes around us in that mode when we're going through our own sadness, sometimes when something's come to an end. The card is completion, and I kind of feel it's going in two different ways. For some it's the end of a journey, it's the end of an era, it's completion, and I feel sadness. For others, the completion is actually very positive, and it's actually reaching where they've wanted to reach. So I kind of almost feel that card goes in two ways. I always get a feel for that card when I'm doing a reading with someone on which way it's going. And if I'm really drawn to the star, I know it's a completion, as in completing, as I'm saying, a contract being completed, or reaching the end of a task, the gold star, you know, the celebration side of it. If I get drawn to the eyes, if you look at the eyes of this card, you can just look in these eyes and get lost in these eyes, and it's just immense sorrow. And if I'm drawn to the eyes, then I know it's a completion, as in someone is mourning, someone has lost someone, as in a relationship breakdown, something like that. And I look at that sadness and I connect with that sadness. Now, as I'm looking at it today, I'm being drawn to both, and that's why I feel it cuts both ways today, the card. But either way, take comfort that Archangel Azrael is with you as the counsellor, helping you, whether he's there as your grief counsellor or as your life coach, saying, okay, you've completed this, let's see where we go with it. Okay, just to really kind of sum that up, that sadness that I felt, it's just carrying on, because we've got the dark night of the soul. So for some, the beginning of the week will feel quite sad, quite heavy, possibly not the most brightest of my readings. Sorry about this, but these cards do exist, they do come up, and you know, we're fortunate the dark night of the soul hasn't come up that often. You know, so for some people it's a relationship reaching an end. It could be the end of an era, an end of a situation, coming to an ending that maybe fills you a little bit of sadness, even when you want to end something, you know, the last day of a job or a house move, okay? A house move is something we really, really want, we sign it, we get the completion, and then we feel the sadness. So the beginning of the week, you know, when we go around, we say goodbye to every room. For others who are in a state of mourning, who are maybe thinking back on a lost loved one, you know, it is a dark night of the soul, and you have to allow yourself to embrace that, because you remember that after every night there comes a morning, the sun rises, and there's a whole new beginning. Okay, so let's just have a look at midweek. Let's hope they give me some more cheerful cards. Archangel Gabriel, communication. So midweek should bring you the communication that you've been waiting for. It can be communication as in a loved one getting in touch with you. If you are mourning, you could get a sense of that loved one actually trying to reach out, trying to just let you know they're okay. If this is a relationship issue that you're going through, you may find that communication comes your way that helps you to either move on or to make sense of what's happened. Let's just have a look. Okay, and we have the home. So the communication may be to do with the home, may be to do with your home, with your family, with what's around you, with where your heart is. Okay, once again, you know, if this is somebody who's waiting to move, this could all be connected with the home situation. If you've been waiting for communication about going home, it can be, you know, if you're waiting to find out if it's the right time to go home, if you can go home, or if someone's coming home, you know. So that can be quite positive. Okay, I'm just going to go towards the end of the week. have a lovely, lovely angel here. We have Archangel Israfel, and I love saying Israfel. I don't know why, it's just one of my favourite, and I never ever really get enough chance to work with this angel. He's the angel of music, and he's known as the voice of heaven. And it's believed that Archangel Israfel is the one who sings to us in heaven to awaken us. And on the day of judgment, he's the one who will sing the glories of that moment. Okay, that's the angel lore that's around Archangel Israfel. And the card is music. So I can see where this is following, and I want those of you who have maybe gone through a loss to watch out for a message coming through in a song towards the end of the week and over the weekend. Okay, some song will just make sense and will just make you see what is needed to be seen. Okay, that's the way I'll say it. I'm trying to move on from there, but the only thing I could hear, could you see me hesitate? And I'll always be honest when I hesitate, because I was trying to get what the message should be, and all I could hear was David Cassidy. How strange is that? I don't know if they're trying to bring the name David through for some reason, but it's David Cassidy is what I heard. Okay, I'll always give it as I get it, because I think that's the best way to do it. We have the angel support. And the card says, the universe has heard your silent call for help. So whatever you've been praying for, and if you are praying to get that message that you've been waiting for, that kind of gives you the confirmation of whatever it is that you've been waiting for, then the angel support being underneath the music card, I would say watch out for what comes on the radio, watch out for what songs are played around you. You know, Spirit quite often use songs, and I think I've told this story a few times before, and that's that I was at a really boring, what do you call it, annual meeting. It was an annual meeting. I won't say what society it was for, but I was quite bored, but it was the anniversary of my mum's death, and was in this meeting. There was no music on, but it was in a sort of a back room of, I suppose you'd call it a pub, and like an eatery place, and all of a sudden the stereo system just boomed on. It just filled this entire conference room with a song that I very much associate with my mum. A song that I remember my mum sitting on a sideboard, yes, sitting on a sideboard, I haven't got the wrong word, she was nuttier than me, my mum, singing this song at the top of her lungs, and then pressing the rewind button and singing it again and again and again, to in the end, as a teenager, I wanted to get this tape, this cassette, and just rip it up, because my mum sang it so many times. And this song just, and it really is a ballad, a power ballad sort of a song, and it just blasted out across this room, and I knew that was my mum saying, "Hi, I'm still around." And, you know, everybody went running to sort of try and turn off this music, because they was having their meeting, it was in the middle of their financial report, everything else, and boom, this music started from nowhere, and it was that song. So always watch out for music, because music is a real way that Spirit do connect with us. Okay, just going to do a very quick recap. Archangel Azrael at the beginning, the card of completion, so for some of you it will be a natural ending, an achievement with the gold stars. For others it will be a sadness, a loss. Okay, Dark Night of the Soul kind of sums that up, and even if it is a completion as in a gold star, even with our most happiest of achievements, there's often sadness as well when you look back. If you've been really trying hard to complete something, you get to the end and then it's like, what now? I know I always feel like that when I finish a book. When I wrote that, you know, I've edited that last word, I should be filled with excitement, but I'm often filled with sorrow because I'm stepping away from something. So, you know, I think that's quite a natural feeling. As I've said, the example I gave is if you're moving home. Even though you want to do it, there's a sadness when you close that street door. All those memories are in that home. If you're leaving a job, you might have really wanted to change that job for absolute forever. But then when you leave it, it's almost like, again, something in your life is ending, a chapter is ending. But one chapter has to end for another to begin. And you can have all those joyful memories in a new home and in a new job. And if you're saying goodbye to a loved one, it's the same. It's exactly the same. You know, you have that sorrow, but all those memories are still a part of you, and there's still something to be treasured. Okay, so allow yourself that sadness, allow yourself the dark night of the soul, knowing that a new dawn will come, a new chapter. Archangel Gabriel, new beginnings, so that kind of really fits in nicely, doesn't it? One chapter closing, a new door opening. And the home, so lots of love coming in around the home, communication about the home, going home, finding out somebody's coming home. Okay. Archangel Israfel, I always say, you know, this is about your life song, it's about listening to the songs, it's about listening to music, you know, not being afraid to sing your song neither. Okay, and the angel of support. The universe has heard your silent call for help, and that's really kind of saying your prayers are going to be answered. Okay, and as it's come under the Archangel Israfel, I love saying that, I say that I do. As it's come under his name, watch out for your answers coming to you by words of a song, hearing somebody else sing it maybe, or just remembering it, or even if this is a loved one that you have lost, you may find a song coming into your mind. Okay, and it's just them letting you know they're around. Okay, with that, I'll say love and light to you all. Thank you for listening to me. Next week we'll have some competitions. It's the end of the month, isn't it, coming up? Okay, thank you for your continued support. Love and light. Bye. Hello everyone, and welcome to the part we call the draw. Before we do the cards, we'll just see who's coming out, and then we'll see which archangel's coming out to play. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, we have Barbara Lawler. Congratulations, Barbara. Barbara, you have a lovely card. We have Archangel Sandalphon, and I always say to look back into the main reading, and the main reading at the end was very much about prayers being answered, about watching out, connecting with music, listening to the words of songs, and it's interesting because it's playing a loop, okay? So music's going through, and Archangel Sandalphon is also an angel who is connected to music. Okay. Not known as the voice of heaven, he's the one who brings our prayers back, but he's known to have a love of music and to come around musicians. So I kind of feel those two things are kind of linking in a little bit there. Okay. The card is gentleness, and as I turned the card and I started to see, obviously I can recognise the card, so as I'm turning them, you know, before I need to read it, I know what the card is, and I just heard she's being way too harsh on herself. Why is she being so hard upon herself? Why is she criticising herself? And that kind of took me aback a bit, but that's what I heard. Okay, and when you think about it, Barb, we are quite often our own worst critics, okay? And we don't give ourselves a congratulations. You know, teachers working with young children tell them to give themselves a pat on the back. But how often do we say that to ourselves or to each other or to our friends even? Give yourselves a pat on the back. You know, in fact, I want everybody on Mystic Moon Show to give yourselves a pat on the back, because I see so many achievers, I see so many people achieving great things who visit our site, and people overcoming great sorrows and tragedies, and each and every one of you in your own way is an inspiration to me. Okay, and I'm not just saying it, I really seriously, truly mean that. And Barb, I just feel, as I'm looking at this card, I really, really want to reach out to you and say, give yourself a pat on the back. You know, you're doing all right, things are okay. The card is asking you to be gentle with yourself, like what we've just been talking about. You know, giving yourself a little bit more credit, being a little bit more free with the unconditional love towards yourself, okay? And it's also asking you to surround yourself with gentle people, situations and environments. So I don't know if you've been in a little bit of a harsh environment, or perhaps you've just been letting people get to you. Okay, and you've got a lovely energy, Barb. A lovely, you know, there's green on his card, and I feel you've got a very green energy, very healing, very nurturing, and I feel that you're there for others. And you know, you feel to me like a natural healer. Even as I'm just saying this, I'm getting that feeling in my hands that I get. And you know, I just really feel that you need to connect with that side of yourself more, and you need to stop worrying about what others think, and just be true to yourself, and then you will see the growth coming in. And start to love yourself unconditionally. Start to accept that you're perfect just the way you are, Barb. And what I feel will happen is you will attract in more people who are like you. More people who will help you grow and help you to reach your heart's desire. Okay? So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at the lute. I'm hearing guitar music, but it's not really the kind of music I like, if I'm going to be honest. It's like, would you call it classical guitar music? Slightly Spanish sounding, sort of. I don't know what you'd call it. I don't know what to call that kind of... It's the sort you hear in restaurants, you know. But I just hear that, and you know, and as I'm saying that, I'm seeing candles flicker. So I want you to watch out for an opportunity to be wined and dined. And I feel that's coming up, and I really feel you need that. And I feel you just need to enjoy yourself and let your hair down and just relax. Okay, so watch out for that situation. Grasp it. Enjoy it. Okay, just trying to get sounds for you. Being drawn to this angel's eyes, and I feel there's a gentleman around you in spirit who had really deep brown, almost sad eyes, I would call them, but they weren't sad. When you looked into them, you saw they weren't sad, they were full of love. And I feel that when he smiled, he used to get like little creases here, okay, and little creases here, and it's like, it's almost like the smile went all up his face into his eyes. Okay. Getting that really, really strongly as I'm talking to you. I feel this gentleman would have been very good with his hands, because I feel that my hands, I want to put them in soil as well. I can feel them in soil. So I feel he would have done a lot of pottering around and gardening and things like that. And keep seeing the letter J, but I'm not being told what name that is. But I'm seeing the letter J, and I feel that would have connected with him in some way. I don't know if that's first name or surname, that's why I'm not even trying to guess, I'm just seeing the J. Unless that's even connected to his job, I don't know, because I said I felt he was good with his hands, I felt he was always using his hands, but he liked to relax and do the pottering around, okay, with the plants, with the seedlings. That's what I feel like I want to put them in. And okay, and I just get a lot of love, and a very gentle man. I think he's come on the right card, to be honest, very, very gentle. But lovely eyes, and I feel it's the eyes. He's not even telling me what family link he is. You know, he may even be a friend or someone around you in your circle that's passed. Okay, but I just get a lovely, lovely sense with this man. And I just feel that he wants you to take credit for all the good things you do and for all the people you help, Barb, because you've touched a lot of people, and I just feel that you've healed far more people than what I think you would ever be aware of. And so I do want you to give yourself a pat on the back, okay? And I want you to be a bit more gentle with yourself. And the more gentle you are with yourself, the more the healing will come in, but it would also help you to connect with your heart's desire and what you want. And please let me know when that candlelit dinner happens, because I just feel it's going to be something quite special, okay? And I feel it's in, you know, I want to say within the next 6 weeks maybe, something like that, because it feels quite close, okay? And I can just see the flickering lights. So it'll be quite late at night, because it's, you know, we're still quite light, aren't we? And that guitar music, okay, just being played very gentle, very soothingly. Okay, with that, I'll leave you with the lover's spirit, Barbara. Thank you for taking part. It's Barb Lawler, okay, just in case, because I think we've got a couple of Barbaras on page, haven't we? And sometimes people get muddled up, but it is Lawler. Okay. Everybody else, you know how to get in the bag. Love and light to you all. Bye.